to another NQPC video. First of all, apologies if the lighting's a bit naff and the sound's a bit naff. We are outside and the sun can't decide what it wants to do today, and everyone wants to roll past me, apparently. Also, apologies for my hair. I'm currently trying to grow a man bun just for the bants, so yeah, good luck with that. Anyway, today's video we're going to go round my car. I'm going to give you some advice in regards to the Motability scheme and what to look out for, and show you my car sort of a year on and show you what sort of damage or wear and tear you can sort of expect to see if you're anyone that's similar to me. Right, hot dog in the video. So, what is the Motability scheme? Essentially, it's a scheme set up by the government to help disabled individuals get on the road, get independent, and manage to get themselves a vehicle and just support them in terms of getting being independent. So, in a nutshell, what they do is they take a portion of your disability living allowance / independence payment that mostly covers your mobility support, I think it is. So that portion of your independence payments goes, and then that covers the car. So it covers a portion of the car. It covers your road cover, insurance and servicing, all under that payment. Obviously with the car, in terms of paying for the car, this can fluctuate slightly. If you're going for a more smaller car, you can do it so that it's completely free, quotation marks. Obviously it's not, but in that regards of additional payments, there's nothing there. But then the bigger, sort of more higher spec car you go for, you have to put a advance payment down on. So it's a one-off payment that pays for the rest of the car. So you can get anything from like an i10 little car to a sort of Peugeot 5008 7-seater van thing. So it's really flexible, and in regards to what's included in that, a lot of adaptations and everything else are included in that scheme as well. So it is a great scheme. I'll go through more of sort of what I've got and show you what you can get and give you a bit more advice on what to look out for in the next bit. Now, to give you a bit of an example of what's available on the scheme, I'm going to go through what I've got just to show you what's possible on the scheme. Obviously I haven't got everything and I haven't got the lowest amount, so I'm just going to give you a brief overview and it will give you a good sort of overview picture of what's available on the scheme. So I drive a Peugeot 3008, so this is classed as a small SUV. Obviously me being a wheelchair user, I need something slightly bigger. There is a video on how I get stuff in and out and what was quicker to get stuff in and out than my old car on my YouTube channel, so if you want to see that and how I get in and out of the car, go check that video out. But in regards to this car, so as I say, it's a normal car, nothing too special about it. It's just got a couple of other adaptations, so let's go through that now with you. So we've got the push-pull hand controls. So this means that when I brake, I push towards the windscreen, and when I accelerate, I pull the lever towards me. There's also a little tiny matchstick on it which controls the indicators, so this would be left and right, just to make it easier in terms of using your hands, because both hands will be occupied when controlling acceleration and braking and obviously steering, so it just makes your life a little bit easier. In regards to other adaptations, I have a pedal guard to stop me kicking the pedals. There is an additional bit of acrylic plastic added to it, just to stop my foot getting wedged in that corner bit because it's painful as fuck. But yes, so that's just held down by a couple of wing nuts. And then you've also got the steering wheel ball, which is also detachable if anyone that's able-bodied wants to drive your car. I don't let anyone because it's my car. So yeah, it can be driven as a standard automatic car as well. That's another thing to mention. Most disabled individuals with a similar condition to me will drive an automatic because gears are just not worth it, not worth the energy. Screw everyone that says otherwise. Anyway, so what else have I got adapted? So the only adaptation I've got on my car that I have actually had to pay for is the sliding seat, which moves the seat backwards and forwards, as I say, to allow me to move my equipment in and out. This is just to do with the leg strength and not being able to pull my seat forward. So that in total cost me, I think it was about £750. Obviously it's quite an expensive adaptation, but a lot of firms that include electric seats on their cars will charge at least £1,000. So this gives you full flexibility on whatever car you want. It can be added to. Having said that, in total this car cost on its own, it was a down payment of £399. So the car in total cost me just over £1,000, which I know to a lot of people is still a lot of money, but when you break it down, it's not a lot for a brand new car, and that gets replaced. Well, you get the option to replace it every 3 years, so you never really have to worry about it breaking down too much. There is also full support in regards to if it does break down. There is a company called, what's it called? It's got my head. What is it called?
I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah, put it on the screen. So that company, if your car ever breaks down, they offer you 2 solutions. So they'll either offer you they'll pay for cab journeys wherever you need to go, or they will try and find you the most suitable sort of rentable car they can find in terms of adaptations. There's, something like Promax, something along those lines, and they will find a suitable car for you to use while your car is being repaired. What was the other thing I was going to mention? Oh yes, so I know obviously with the specialist seat adaptation, that was actually quite hard to find out about, because a lot of companies don't obviously know, particularly car manufacturers. You'll go to the sales guy and they don't know every adaptation available, which they can't be expected to know. So my one piece of advice would be, if you feel like you need additional support in a certain area, please look around at what adaptations are available. Particularly phone the adaptation companies that you're aware of, and they'll be able to advise you on what's available. That way you can get the car best adapted to suit your needs. What else was I going to say? The other thing to include is, for those of us that are under 25 like myself, there is a limit placed on what car you can get, which depends on the insurance group. Which the insurance group under 25s are allowed. It's anything under insurance group 16, and also anything that's under the horsepower of 120 brake horsepower. Anything above that, you have to be over 25 to get. There is obviously, if you do have significant needs and you do need something that's out of that reach, when you're under 25, there is an appeal process you can go through, and you will possibly be awarded the car. In regards to, I actually had to do that with this one purely because it was a higher insurance group to get electric wing mirrors to so that I could reach ticket booths, because I've got dislocated radial heads, which means I can't fully extend my arms, so I end up looking like a blimmin' pterodactyl trying to reach out and press the buttons. It's just a bit of a nightmare. So it's handy to have those that fold in. I also have automatic lights that come on automatically when needed, and also an automatic windscreen wipers also that come on automatically. It just means there's less stress on me in terms of using my hands while driving, but because of this it drove the insurance group up and had to go through the appeal process. So I can speak from experience. It's a little bit of a nightmare, but it's definitely it's possible to do. So if you need it, definitely look into it. But yes, I think that's pretty much everything. Just one thing I forgot to mention, so all the adaptations I mentioned in the beginning of the video, apart from my electric adaptation, all do come free as a selected couple of free sort of adaptations. There is quite a lot available that doesn't cost you any extra, so obviously be aware that that is possible and you don't have to pay for everything. But yes, it's a great scheme and I can't recommend it enough. Before I start on scuffs and scrapes, so one thing I would recommend for anyone that gets in the car similarly to me is get yourself some seat covers, because it will protect the material of the seat, meaning you don't have random bits of sponge stabbing you in the butt when you're driving. But yeah, I think these cost me about, for the set it was about £35, and those were sort of matched the style of the car, because you know it's got to all be colour coded, but you can get cheaper ones. It's just worth looking online for. But with scuffs and scrapes, with the mobility scheme, they're very understanding that obviously when you're trying to get a fat ass wheelchair and every umpteen bit of equipment that you need in the car, as well as umpteen amount of people, it does get bumps and scrapes. So you can see, I'll point to these ones first. So there's a couple around the door here that's just caused by me pulling my wheelchair through, and then there's a couple over the other side which is caused by my frame, and there's also a couple on the center console here, and then there's a couple as well on the handle just from where my frame comes across me. As I say, if you do want to see how I get in and out of the car, please check out that other video. But yeah, so I think in regards to scuffs and scrapes, that's about it. I think there's a couple of ones in the back from where moving wheelchairs around. But in regards to these scuffs and scrapes, so they don't penalise you for it. The only thing they will suggest is if you keep your car in like immaculate condition, you get like a £250 bonus back when you return the car and go on to your next one, if that's what you're looking to do. But yeah, so they're pretty understanding in what you can sort of get away with. Obviously, if you total the front of the car, yeah, that's your problem. You'll have to go through insurance on that. On that note, with insurance, so for anyone sort of between the ages of 16 to 20, your excess will be around £500. From 21 to 25, it's £300, and then above that, it's £100. Last time I checked, I will clarify that and put more information in the description, but it's just something to be aware of. You noticed, well, in the previous clip I mentioned that the ages are between 16 and 21. That's because when you don't ask me why, I don't understand why, but when you've got a disability, they allow you to start learning to drive from the age of 16 upwards. So it's a great sort of thing to take advantage of. It took me a while to learn just because of muscle memory and stuff, but it's a great thing to take advantage of. You can also, there is the opportunity to get an allowance in terms of paying for your driving lessons. So they'll pay, so Motability will pay for, I think I managed to get 40 hours free, and then obviously we had to pay for the rest. It's a great thing to take advantage of, and there is a lot of support out there. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it's given you a couple of ideas of how to approach the Motability scheme and what's available on the scheme. If you do have any further questions, like I say, there is another video on my channel regarding this. There is also a blog post on my blog about it. But if you do have any further questions after using those two resources, feel free to drop me a message and I will try and answer you the best I can. But as I say, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash a like, comment, and I'll see you in the next video.